All right. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Higher Ed Pulse feed on Enrollify. I'm Erin Fields, and I'm the marketing manager for Enrollify. And if you've been riding with us for a while, you know that we are all about what's next in higher ed over here. The bold ideas, the messy middle, and the real work in our day-to-day. But today, we are shifting gears just a little bit because we don't just want to talk about what's next, we want you to experience it. So this episode is your special backstage pass to the Engage Summit, Element 451's flagship event happening this June in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll be giving you the what, the why, and the you can't miss this. So whether you're already registered or you're still hovering over that checkout button or that register button, this episode will help you decide if it's the room that you want to be in. And spoiler alert, it probably is the room that you want to be in. It's 2 days of practical AI-first strategy. It's collaboration over silos. It's honest conversations about what's working, what's not, and how we can all do better collectively in higher ed. And if that sounds like it's your kind of thing, then you're in the right place here today. Joining me are some of my favorite humans at Element 451, Erin Newton, Danielle Bradley, and Savannah McDeed, and we're walking you through what's new this year, what sessions we're circling on our own calendars, and how to get the most out of your experience at the Engage Summit. And we've got a special discount code for 50% off your registration just for our listeners, and I'll drop that at the end of the episode, so hang tight with us. But let's go ahead and get into it. So let's do a quick round of intros. So name what you do at Element 451 and one word to describe your mindset heading into the Engage Summit this year. Erin Newton, let's start with you.
All right, I'm Erin Newton. I am the content director at Element 451, and I am intrigued.
Intrigued? Why are you intrigued?
I am intrigued because I actually have been with Element since the very beginning. And Engage, for those who might not know, this is the real behind-the-scenes story, started out as lab days when we had fewer than 12 clients, and it was our user little conference, and it's grown every single year. I haven't been in person since 2022, and I think we had about 150 folks there, and this year we're expecting about 600. So I'm intrigued to see how it's grown. We have clients all over the country, every kind of school type you can imagine. And it's just it's an intriguing time with AI and whether that be, how schools are using it, just ChatGPT to all the way full agents. So I'm just intrigued to see what everybody's been up to.
You're a real OG out there.
I am. It's true. I am an official OG. Yeah.
How about you, Danielle? What's your one word and who are you?
So my name's Danielle, of course. I am on the partnerships team here at Element. I work with our schools throughout the southeast of the U.S. Tons of our partners that I have gone through the partnership journey with will be in attendance, so I'm excited to see some familiar faces and to meet some new ones. And my word, if I can't use excited, because I just said that, is probably hyped. I think the conference is super hyped, and it's always a blast. This will be my second time attending, and Element knows how to throw a party. We can drop really fantastic knowledge, but we can also throw a party. It's going to be a good time.
That is the truth. How about you, Savannah?
Yeah, gosh, those are both really hard to follow up. Well, my name's Savannah. I'm on the partnership side with Danielle, but on the other coast, I'm in California. So I'm really excited that there's so many people from California coming. I know it's a long journey, but it is so worth it. I'm going to say energized, just being around this entire network of people who really are truly innovators in the technology space. There's nothing like it. So I'm really looking forward to it.
That's a really good one, too. I think my word for this year is buzzing, just because after looking at the agenda for this year, there's just so many great sessions spanning across so many different areas of higher ed, both from like an actual higher ed perspective and then some agency and some industry leaders as well. There's just something for everyone here. And, if someone's on the fence about the Engage Summit, they're probably wondering, what actually happens at the Engage Summit. So just as a quick breakdown for our listeners, it's a 2-day in-person event. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina this year. Previously, it's been in Raleigh, but we kind of outgrew that because we're that cool. It's on June 24th and 25th, and it's built for real-time learning and collaboration. And it's really a mix of different things from main stage sessions and breakouts and working groups and workshops and one-on-one networking built into the experience as well. And I guess let me just say this clearly. Engage is really designed for the teams doing the work. People who are marketers at institutions, the admissions counselors, the communications leaders, people who are leading their CRM operations. If you're a part of building a better student experience in today's higher ed landscape, this is really your space. And this year we've got some really big focus areas between, like the digital workforce and how you scale your team with AI-powered agents that actually do the job collaboratively as a team, whether it be admissions or marketing. We've got networking, practical applications, and cross-team collaboration as well, because the wall between marketing and admissions, that's got to go out the door, let me tell you that. So what session would you say, looking at the agenda, are you guys most excited to see about in action? What's kind of like a what you can't miss thing if you had to red circle something on the agenda?
That's really tough. I mean, there's so many good ones. I love what you just said about the kind of the silos of marketing and admissions. I come from that world. And that's really what this entire conference is about, is really unifying departments to support students better, right? When I look through the agenda, I'm probably most excited for Tom Andriola's mini keynote on day 2. Tom is the Vice Chancellor, Chief Digital Officer at UC Irvine. And UC Irvine is known for being one of the most innovative schools in our country. They really are leaders in the AI space, really forward-thinking and using technology for the greater good. And fun facts, they're also recognized as being one of the greenest campuses in our country. Just love everything that they're doing. They're just so fantastic. And I'm really excited to hear what Tom has to say about AI over at UC Irvine.
I think I'm really excited to hear from some Element 451 partners, not because attendees will get a hard sell or an Element pitch at these events or these sessions, but I think it's really exciting to hear the people doing this work. And whether it's Element product or otherwise, there are some fantastic leaders who are leaning into technology, trying to build a connected campus, and really eager to be innovative, all in better service to their students. So one that comes to mind to me on the second day of the event on Wednesday, we'll be hearing from our friends and partners at College of Western Idaho, and they'll be talking all about their success they've had with Element. But I think there's something for everyone in that there's this broader vision on how we can use technology to better serve our students and support our staff.
Yeah, because there's definitely this idea, this stereotype in higher ed, or maybe it's not exactly a stereotype, but there's this general fear out there about AI, which we know have been there for a while now. Things like AI is taking my job, and you sit down and you actually see these institutions and how they're using AI to expand their efforts and actually take away all of those repetitive tasks that we're so used to being bogged down at. I remember when I worked in an admissions office and answering the same question about an application fee waiver took at least 2 hours of my day. And people just don't realize that type of inquiry can be offloaded to AI, and you never even have to really see that once you've uploaded some of that information to your knowledge base.
Yeah, I totally agree. I worked higher ed too before joining Element. I was in an admissions office sending templated email replies all day long. And there's a better way. It's 2025. Other industries have been doing it well for a while, and higher ed's there now too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to kind of recap on what Danielle said and what you said too, Erin, institutions are doing so much more with so much less these days. Technology is there to help them, and we're here to kind of be that guiding force and to show them that they can use AI to, do a lot of these tasks that are, copy, paste, rinse and repeat, so they can spend their time doing more meaningful work.
Mm-hmm. For sure. How about you, Erin Newton? What session are you looking forward to the most?
I have the pleasure of being part of the programming for the event.
Oh, so this is an inside scoop.
Inside, super inside. We had kind of this mantra of when we're putting the programming together, what will people not be able to see anywhere else? We're asking you to come all the way to Charlotte. It's taking time. We want to make this really worth your while. And so we're decided, what are you not seeing when you're reading other publications? What are you not hearing on other podcasts? Let's get those folks. Let's get presidents. Let's get people at the VP level. Let's get individual contributors. Let's get all of the people doing the work from the very top to actually, day to day in and out using these AI tools. And what are they doing? What are their challenges? How are they implementing it? So two things I would say. I can't red circle just one. Two things. One is we're going to be seeing our Bolt agents. So this is for folks who are on the Element platform or thinking about or just want to know what is it like to work alongside an agent, which seems like still science fiction to me that you would have like an actual AI agent as your coworker, but it's happening. And so I'm really excited to hear kind of how do you think about that from like a manager point of view or a colleague point of view? You know, do I need to bring my AI agent like coffee in the morning? Like what do I need to compliment them on X, Y, and Z? You know, like how are we going to distribute the work? And I find that just like really fascinating. So we're going to have some folks on our partner institutions who are doing that, and then as well as within Element kind of preview of what's coming. And then there's another one that's really interesting to me, very timely. Michelle Earhart at University of Memphis is going to be doing something on, I think it's calmer, faster, smarter AI in crisis communications, which I think is like bringing two worlds that are colliding kind of, I'm sure we all are aware. It's a turbulent time in higher ed right now.
It really is.
It's really like, you know, every day, does it matter? You know, there's a lot of stuff that's not within schools' controls that they're going to need to be communicating about. And so how do you take this thing? You know, I come from a marketing communications, like more of a traditional background where crisis communications was like done by these super, you know, old school kind of, it felt scary because crisis is scary. But thinking about AI and how you can use it to test out messages and it's really fast. And it's just kind of an example of kind of the other topics that we're going to see at Engage where we're taking things that we've already done, and now how do you do it in this AI-enabled world, and what does that open up? I know for myself, just, you know, doing content and marketing with AI, it's just like all these things that I thought used to take so long. It's just like lickety split, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that one in particular.
I did not have the crisis communication session on my list, but it now is because I feel like that's such an area that has not even been talked about being in the realm of AI. And I think we all, as marketers or admissions professionals or whatever context, all need some, you know, extra. It never hurts to have extra help on crisis communications because that comes out of left field, like we all know. I would say mine is the opening keynote, not to be like that girl that says, oh, your keynotes are so cool. But the opening keynote on day 2 by Amanda Gully, the Chief Product Officer at ASU. It's called Redefining Digital Engagement in Higher Ed, Meeting Students Where They Are. Now, okay, full disclosure, I am a full-blown ASU fangirl when it comes to tech and AI innovation, because if there's a school out there that is really consistently walking the walk when it comes to this AI transformation and digital transformation and really leading, it's them. And I don't really think it's much of a contest, in my opinion. But let's be honest and real, we've all been saying this thing of like, okay, meet students where they are for years, but really the reality is that I think most institutions are still pushing, you know, static one-size-fits-all journeys. You know, we drop students into these clunky portals or we bury key info in, you know, websites that are 6 clicks deep, and then we wonder and ask ourselves why students bounce. And this session is really going to challenge that in the best way. It's all about rethinking what digital engagement in this age of AI should look like when you lead with experience and not process. It'll really dig into how we move from traditional transactional interactions to things that are more intuitive, things that are student-led, and really asking ourselves what it looks like when we design these digital pathways that flex with real student behavior based on where they are at the journey and not just about, you know, processes or business rules or things like that. How do you create systems that feel less like forms and more like conversations? I'm really digging into that. That's what this session is tackling. Like I said, it's led by Amanda Gully, and she's got years of experience building digital experiences at scale, and not just for Arizona State University students, but also with major partners like Google, Uber, Starbucks, all these different big name companies. And she's not just bringing theory, she's bringing tested models and hard-won lessons. And honestly, anyone who touches comms, product, marketing, enrollment strategy should be in that room to hear that keynote because it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Well, let's bring it home. I know I told you guys before we recorded here that I didn't have any surprise questions, but I guess this is an easy one as we close out. If you had one piece of advice for someone who was on the fence about going to Engage and they were like, maybe I do, but maybe I don't. Like, I know school budgets are tight, but I think we can really invest in this AI thing. I think this would really pay off for our institution. What advice would you give them? And let's start off with you, Savannah. You're smiling at me, so you can start.
Gosh, I was just going to say, book the ticket. It's funny because I actually just booked my flight and I was thinking, gosh, it'd be so nice to have an AI agent to book these flights for me. But if you need help, reach out to us. We can help with travel arrangements. We have discount codes. If budget is an issue, please reach out to us. We would love to have you there. The common theme here, I feel like in this podcast today, is meeting students where they are. We're doing more with less. We know budgets are tight. The one thing that you can feel really confident at our Engage Summit is, one, you're going to have a fantastic time. You're going to learn so much. And we really are at the forefront of AI and technology to really kind of keep you moving, keep you on trend, and, keep you kind of relevant in this whole world of technology and AI. So I really hope to see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree. It is going to be a lot of fun. How about you, Erin?
So I think, a couple of things. I think number one, and, these are your people. These are your diehard higher ed people who geek out over all the stuff, and you're going to be in good company. And I think the other thing is AI is so fast. Schools are trying things out, whether it's the marketing team, admissions, student success, trying something one day and then trying something the next day. And these things are not yet really written up in case studies or like best practices. So it's really a great environment to just be like, well, what did you do with this? What was your challenge with this? Did it work? Did it not work? It's that kind of, for lack of another word, vibe, I guess, of experimentation and learning from others. And that's what AI is all about. And that's who you're going to meet at Engage. People who are doing the same thing, they're, want to be strategic about it. It's important. These are big investments. But also, like, it's got to put a little bit of jazz, I think, in the steps of everybody working in higher ed to have these new tools. And it's a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Danielle?
I want to just repeat what Savannah and Erin said, but it means Savannah's role as an example. I mean, we talk to institutions all day long who are oftentimes on the fence about AI. This is, like Erin said, there's no playbook. There's limited case studies. This is really exciting. It's sort of the frontier when it comes to new technology and how it applies to this industry. And I think if this is something that you're looking to dip your toe into and you have no clue where to start, Engage Summit could be a fantastic place to start. I want to give a shout out to my people who are like ChatGPT level 1 users. I think that is fantastic. And you are also welcome at the Engage Summit. This is not a space where you need to be an AI super user and even know what that means, right? Like, this is a space for you to learn and grow. And it's like Erin said, you're going to be with your people. This is an industry-focused event. It's not a product pitch. It is a space for you to learn and grow and really, really get to know how this is going to impact higher ed, not only today, but in the future. So yeah, to echo what everyone said, we would love to have you there.
All very good points, and Danielle does bring up a good point as well. Specifically, if you are an AI noob or, you are a ChatGPT expert, this event is for everybody. I think back at my time at a university and how much, to this point, I've grown myself in using things like AI tools and ChatGPT and other things. And there's so many times where I look back on my job as an admissions counselor and I say, wow, if only I would have known or had these resources when I was in that job. There were so many things that I would have done differently that could have not only helped me as an employee and my bandwidth in terms of things like emotional and mental burnout, but also just in terms of the efficiency of being able to do my job. So, whatever route that you are at or whatever place that you are at in terms of AI literacy, please come out and just check us out. It's a fantastic event. It really is. And it's for everybody in higher ed, whether you're admissions, marketing, CRM administrator, whichever. And just like I promised at the beginning of the episode, if you made it this far at the end, here's your code. Please use code PULSE50, and that's all caps, PULSE 50. for 50% off your total registration. That's just our small way of saying thanks for being here, thanks for being curious, and thank you for being a part of both the Enrollify and the Element 451 communities. The full agenda is live now at enrollify.org/engage. Go check it out. DM us with any questions that you have, and hopefully we will see you in Charlotte June 24th and 25th. Thanks again to Erin, Danielle, and Savannah. We'll catch you next time on Higher Ed Pulse.
Thanks for listening to the Higher Ed Pulse. The show is a proud member of the Enrollify Network, home to Higher Ed's largest collection of podcasts. Enrollify is where higher ed goes to grow, so be sure to check out our other podcasts, webinars, video clips, blogs, and more. Visit enrollify.org and subscribe for all the latest details and content drops directly to your inbox. Enrollify is brought to you by Element 451, the digital workforce platform for higher ed. Learn more at element451.com.